And good afternoon, everyone. This is Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor. My name is Jim, and this is the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG network. This is a directed network, and I am net control. If at any time during this net should an emergency arise, please notify net control, and we will stand by and allow those in need to access this frequency. Is there any priority or emergency traffic at this time? And hearing nothing, we will continue. This net is all about ham radio and being all that you can be. That's what our QSO-VLOG network is all about, trying to help people achieve the best sounding station possible. Thanks for dropping by. FYI, my background is 50 years in commercial broadcasting, where a lot of big bucks are spent on audio processing equipment and getting it set up correctly to get the loudest, fullest station sound possible. Well, long story short, when I became a ham radio operator, I could hear immediately a large discrepancy in on-air technical proficiency. A lot of stations were running with very poor mic equalization, very muddy, with little articulation. And as I continued to work stations, I realized most of the stations were also running very low average peak modulation, many around 30% of average peak modulation. So with my background, I felt I could help, or at least try. I knew that most modern-day ham transceivers did have enough onboard processing equipment to be able to overcome most all of the problems. So it would be just a matter of developing a generic dynamic range setup procedure and then adjusting the onboard EQ gear. And so I started the QSO-VLOG network with the phrase, if you have a radio you want to check out, give us a shout. And today we're currently featuring over 1,400 QSO-VLOG Aircheck recordings. Our mission statement for the network is to establish a higher technical level of radio transmissions of the human voice by the intelligent utilization of available electronics and current amateur radio transceivers. Our setup, while generic in nature, converts the average 10 dB dynamic range transmitter with an average 30% of peak modulation to a much fuller 3 dB dynamic range with an average 80 to 85% of peak modulation. This substantial boost in audio transmit level is extremely beneficial in high noise levels and heavy QRM. It allows you to punch through when others fail. The second part of our transmitter setup has to do with proper mic equalization. We're looking to optimize the transmitted voice for a higher degree of intelligibility through the use of EQ patterns that bring out the articulation aspects of the human voice. Again, why need to hear the voice if you can't understand the words? Also this afternoon on the receive side, we're running 4 Internet SDR receivers, monitoring New York, Pennsylvania, Georgia, and Virginia, trying to get the best copy from our 100-watt friends. Now the audio from these 4 SDR receivers comes up on a 6-position rotary selector. Also on this selector is our local receiver audio. And today our local receiver is running 2 large 10-foot vertical magnetic loop antennas. One aimed north and south, the other east and west. The north and south mag loop can be rotated. They are selected by a 3-position rotary selector. Position 3 of this selector is a co-phase option that many times is 3 to 4 dB hotter than mag loop 1 or 2 by themselves. Also today on the transmit side, we'll be running our no SWR specifically oriented dipole antenna. One leg of this dipole is broadside to Montreal, Canada. The other leg is broadside to Miami, Florida. As we were constructing our station, our mantra was 20 over from Montreal to Miami with a hotspot through the Carolinas. And although conditions may vary, the general performance of this antenna supports its mission. Also today we'll be running our input source indicator. So when we switch from an Internet SDR receiver to our local receiver, you'll be able to hear the switch and see the switch. You'll have to check it out on our YouTube QSO-VLOG video. As we come together for another Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG network, let us pause just a moment for the amateur radio operator's prayer. Lord, we pray for clear 20 over S9 communications today. Let all our transmissions fill the air and reach their destinations, QSA 5, to be understood by all. And as we pray for good radio conditions, let us also pray for good human conditions. During this time of pandemic that has challenged us all, we pray that you will protect everyone, especially our elderly. And also, Lord, we seek your divine intervention to bring peace to a very divided United States. As we go through a very conflicting time in America's history, with dark clouds all around, we pray that you will reduce life's daily political QRM between our brothers and sisters. And through your love and guidance, show us the way to find peace and happiness. Help us to communicate with one another 20 over S9. Thank you, Lord. God bless America and protect America. Amen. To continue, since this is an area of band where we have many nets trying to operate in a very confined area, I would appreciate all stations checking into our QSO-VLOG net to keep their band pass to no wider than 100 to 2900. Again, please, no wider than 100 to 2900. At a final operational note, due to icing on our local power lines, we're running a very heavy noise level of intermittent impulse noise. So to be able to copy the mail, we're running 15 dB of noise blank. So there will be some added distortion in our receive audio recordings this week. We will try to use our 4 Internet SDR receivers as much as possible. This is the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. And now let's check in and see if Charlie, K1GZL, is on frequency to bring us up to date on the latest 40-meter band propagation. Charlie's QTH is up north in northern New Hampshire, near the Canadian border. Charlie, got a copy?
Yeah, we got a lot of splatter. Somebody just opened up 2 KC lower right now. They just opened up. The band is absolutely jam-packed today. Everybody's on the air for some reason more than I usually hear. But anyway, you've got a good signal. Jim, you're about 20 over 9 direct. 20 over 9 direct, and it's sunny. We got up to 9 degrees. 9 degrees today and a low of 12 degrees below zero. 12 below zero, but a sunny and hazy day, and I'm very happy about that. And I do have Mike on here, the aeronautical here, the aeronautical mobile I recorded this morning, K1GZL.
Roger, Charlie. Well, go ahead and let's hear him, Roger.
Let's hear him, Roger.
Okay, let's see what we've got. All right.
Okay, we'll do it on KX4 with Charlie. We are about 10 miles to the southwest of Joliet at 370.
Illinois.
Speed is 554 knots with a 97 knot tailwind. And we're showing minus 66 degrees Celsius with 645 miles to go. Philadelphia. K1GZL, KX4 with Charlie.
Okay, how did that come through, Jim? He was near Joliet, Illinois at that time.
Roger, copying you 20 over on the Rochester SDR. Sounded good. As a matter of fact, that was one of the better recordings, Roger.
The better recordings, Roger.
Well, a lot of it I have to give credit to Captain Mike. Being in the exact right skip area. He was running 20 and 30 over 9, and all he's got is an 8-foot piece of wire and 400 watts into the thing, and he was just a little bit south of my maiden low, but probably getting 85% of my signal. Are you getting much ice down there? I suspect you may be a little bit north of that bad ice situation, and we're going to start seeing more snow again very shortly the next few days, and by the middle of next week they're going to have to replow us out. We've had 124 inches of snow for the season. KC9VKV, K1GZL.
Roger, Charlie. Well, due to icing on our local power lines, we're running a 10 over S9 noise level. So to be able to copy the mail, we're running 15 dB of noise blank. So there will be some added distortion in our receive audio recordings this week. we'll try to use our 4 internet SDR receivers as much as possible to alleviate the local QRN. Roger.
QRN, Roger.
Okay, Roger on that, and you're really clear here. I'm sorry that we had the QRM before, but you know, these things happen. These things happen. No intention meant on any interference. Okay, here's how you sound. You sound great.
So to be able to copy the mail, we're running 15 dB of noise blank, so there will be some added distortion in our receive audio recordings this week. We'll try to use our 4 internet SDR receivers as much as possible to alleviate the local QRN, Roger.
Okay, I hope that came through, Jim. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Just beautiful, Charlie. You've got it going on up there as far as recording air checks, Roger.
Recording air checks, Roger.
Okay, well, look, I won't hold it too long. Too long here, but it's a beautiful day. The sun is out bright, and but cold. I just went down and brought back the mail, and it's about 350 feet to the mailbox, 380 feet, all downhill, and I have to walk back uphill. As at the moment I don't have moving transportation. Pretty soon it looks like I'll have to get another vehicle here. Okay, Jim, thank you so much for the usual. And I was a little late Friday. I was a little late getting in here. A little bit late. I couldn't help it. I was a little bit late. Next week I'll try to get here a little bit before the scheduled time, and we'll try to see what is happening. KC9VKV, a beautiful copy, K1GZ and an L.
Roger, Charlie. Well, Charlie, you are always the statesman, very good spokesperson, and a smoozer over. Thanks for interceding in the circumstance. You did a magnificent job, and I'm glad you came along. So let me say 73 up that way, and if all goes well, we'll join again next Friday at 3:30 for the normal Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net, and I don't think I'm going to run too long. Maybe another 5 minutes. If we don't get any response, because we're out of our kilter time frame wise, I'm going to shut her down because there's no sense in pressing on if there's nothing to press on. Roger.
There's nothing to press on. Roger.
Okay, Jim, real fine. By the way, I got a phone call 5 minutes before I just talked to you from Ian from Australia on the phone. Ian, just before I worked you there right now, I got a call from him, and he was telling me that it looks like it's going to be a number of days. He does have transmitter. He's got problems in the communication down there, and maybe some antenna problems also. So he's off the air for a number of days. Okay, Jim, the very best, and hopefully everything will be very Q5 and 9++ next Friday. Always a pleasure. KC9VKV, K1GZ and an L.
Roger, Charlie. 73 up that way. And incidentally, I was copying you not on Milford, Pennsylvania, but there's a Western Pennsylvania SDR that you were about 25 over on. So just a great job. 73 up that way. And like I say, we're going to see if we shake any trees, anybody falls out. And if not, in the next couple of minutes, we'll probably shut her down. 73. This is KC9VKV, the regular Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net, running an hour late or so. But if there's anybody out there that wants to have a radio to check out, give us a shout. KC9VKV listening.
Give us a shout. KC9VKV listening. Hello,
I heard a Kilo 2 station out there. Kilo 2 station, come back slowly phonetically with your call sign, please.
Station, come back slowly phonetically with your call sign, please.
Roger that. It's Kilo 2, Foxtrot, India Golf.
That's a Kilo 2 Foxtrot India Golf, Roger.
That's a Kilo 2 Foxtrot India Golf, Roger.
Yes, sir. QSO.
All right, sir, why don't you give me about 10 seconds on your antenna. Tell me about your antenna, and I'll look for a better path to receive you with, Roger.
Look for a better path to receive you with, Roger.
Roger that. Going all band. I'm in Phillipsburg, New Jersey, right across from Pennsylvania there. Phillipsburg, New Jersey, North New Jersey. Vertical antenna. Vertical antenna from a 991 Alpha. Go ahead.
Roger, and what's the name up there?
Roger, and what's the name up there?
The name over here is Lewis, Lima, Utah, India, Sierra.
Roger, Lewis, and you say you're in New Jersey. Is that a Roger?
Roger, Lewis, and you say you're in New Jersey. Is that a Roger?
Roger.
And what radio are you running today, Lewis?
And what radio are you running today, Lewis?
Today, right now, I'm running the 991 Alpha from Yaesu.
That's 991 Alpha, Roger?
That's 991 Alpha, Roger.
Yep, that's a Roger. And both you guys are coming at 5.9 plus over here, 10 to 20 over 9. Real good signals. Band's being pretty good to us today.
Roger, Lewis. Now, you know, our normal procedure is setups. If you would be interested in setting up your transmitter, that's what we do normally on our QSO-VLOG net. And if you would be interested, it starts with engaging a compressor at a 3, getting the compressor on, and at a 3. That's a token amount, but it does exactly what it needs to do for us to wind up with a 3 dB dynamic range. Roger?
Wind up with a 3 dB dynamic range. Roger?
Roger that. Hey, and last week we spoke also. I was trying to get you for a couple of weeks, and you helped me out last week, and it's done quite the difference. Sometimes I would kind of push the amp overloaded, and with the settings you gave me, I just want to let you know that it's been holding well. I'm able to kind of just tune in real quick. I'm running a Yaesu 991 Alpha. The microphone is an MD100. The antenna that I'm using now is all band. MFJ 2386. It's being powered by an Ameritron ALS 600 amplifier, and I'm below the ALC range. I'm about 3/4 into my LC on the Yaesu 991, and I'm not tipping the ALC on the amplifier. Also, I don't let the yellow light up. And yeah, I've been getting really good reports since the last time you helped me out. So I want to tell you I appreciate it. I haven't touched any of the settings, and it's running real good. So I just wanted to say thank you so much.
Roger, Lewis. My pleasure, sir. You know, the key to that is the ALC. The ALC on your radio is the Bible. It'll tell you more about what's going on in your radio than your good buddy down the street. And, you know, we have found that running that ALC from a mid-scale to 2/3 will give you a 3 dB dynamic range in the audio circuit, which will give you 80 to 85% average peak modulation. So it's a very full sound without getting crazy as far as you know, bandpass. And speaking of bandpass, we do suggest that you run your radio in the 100 to 2900 mode. You know, it's no good to run past that 2900. You get people coming to look for you with pitchforks, Roger.
Get people coming to look for you with pitchforks, Roger.
Roger that. Yeah, that was the thing. I couldn't figure out a bandpass or how to access that on the radio. And the only way I could change things up is on the radio. I don't have any bandpass filters before or after it. Another thing I would like to know is I didn't get to get to your YouTube channel, so I was hoping you can let me know that YouTube channel. I'd love to subscribe. It'd be great to see what I sound like on your end, and then hear some of the great advice you give to others on their end. I can always listen in to see if someone else has the same radio and how they get through some of the issues as well, just by kind of watching your YouTube videos. So I'd love it if you can give me that
that YouTube link again so I can subscribe there, please.
Yes, sir, Lewis. If you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, that's KC9VKV, followed by today's date, 2/12/21, that will take you directly to this recording. It's a YouTube search for KC9VKV followed by today's date, 2/12/21. It will take you directly to this recording. Now, we do have over 1,500 other QSO-VLOG recordings on our QSO-VLOG page, and you can access that by going to YouTube and just doing a call letter search for KC9VKV, and that will take you to our QSO-VLOG page where, like I say, we're running just over 1,500 QSO-VLOG recordings. Roger?
1,500 QSO-VLOG recordings. Roger.
Roger that. Okay, I just went in right now and subscribed, and yeah, I won't hold you too long because I know a lot of people want to get out here, and I just can't say how much I appreciate the service, and I'm sure everyone else does the same. I know you don't get anything from this except for clearing up a lot of frequencies on the air, so I appreciate it, and I'm sure a lot of people do. I won't keep you there. I know there's a line to get to you, so I just want to say thank you so much. I couldn't say that enough, and I'm going to enjoy watching your videos as well. Copy?
Roger that. And you might also note that the QSO-VLOG is an offshoot from our actual main channel, which is Jim Fergusson's radio story. So if you get a chance to go to YouTube and do a search for Jim Fergusson's radio story, that's with 2 S's in Ferguson, that is our main page, where we have, a bunch of stuff that we've recorded during our 50-year broadcast career, all kinds of documentaries, specials, music specials, comedy, whatever. Roger, Roger?
Specials, comedy, whatever. Roger, Roger?
Roger. Okay, I'll look that up as well. I guess I'll start with yours, and then I'll work my way around to there. I got to get going out of here. The YL is just finishing up with work, and I'm hungry, so as soon as she finishes up working from home, we're going to go fill the stomach up a little bit before it gets too cold out here. It's something like 30 degrees now, and that's kind of the warmest it's been this week with snowstorms in our area over here in Pennsylvania. So you have a great day. 73 from Kilo 2 Foxtrot in the Gulf Big over here in New Jersey. Roger?
Roger Lewis, 73 up that way, so thanks for checking by. And if you get a chance, join us next Friday. Hopefully we'll be on the net at the right time of 3:30. It all depends if the creeks don't rise. 73 for now. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net, running somewhat late, but better late than never. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Kilo Foxtrot.
There's a Kilo Foxtrot station. Try it again.
There's a Kilo Foxtrot station. Try it again.
Kilo Foxtrot 0, Bravo Victor Hotel, / Alpha Golf. Name is Daniel. QTH is Wayland, Iowa.
Roger, and Daniel, and you're in Iowa, is that a Roger?
And Daniel, and you're in Iowa, is that a Roger?
Yep.
There's a man of short words there. Yep. And what's your radio, Daniel?
It's there. Yep. And what's your radio, Daniel?
I'm running IC 7100, and I got that connected to John 810.
Roger, Daniel. Well, gosh, we've got a lot of stuff coming off the sidebands there. But if you'd be interested in setting up your transmitter, it all begins with your compressor engaged at a 3. Roger?
Compressor engaged at a 3. Roger?
Roger that.
All right. And once we get our compressor engaged at a 3, then we move to the ALC. And with mic gain in hand, and speaking rather rapidly so we can keep the meter up to look at it, we want to set that ALC meter for mid-scale to 2/3 operation by manipulation of your mic gain control.
By manipulation of your mic gain control.
Okay, got my compressor set right now for 3, and I can find my automatic
Yeah, I didn't. You've kind of faded down there, Daniel. Try that one more time, please. Yeah, that's a compressor set at 3. Set your compressor on and add a 3. Then move to your ALC, and with mic gain in hand and speaking rather rapidly, and you transmit. And looking at your ALC, you want to advance your mic gain control until your ALC is showing mid-scale to 2/3 operation. Roger.
Showing mid-scale to 2/3 operation. Roger.
All right, I've got her on mid right now, and my compression is on 3. What should I do now?
All right, so you're looking at your ALC, and what you want to do is hit transmit and speak like normally, naturally, but a little more rapidly than normal, so you can see where the ALC meter is. And by manipulation of your mic gain control, you want to adjust your ALC to where it's running mid-scale to 2/3.
ALC to where it's running mid-scale to 2/3.
Oh, okay, I got you.
So you have to do that in transmit, obviously, and then, speaking rather rapidly so you can keep that ALC meter up to adjust it. Roger?
That ALC meter up to adjust it. Roger?
Okay, all right. So I got my ALC meter on, and it's reading 9 right now. I don't have anything... I don't know what I'm supposed to do, actually. I'm sorry.
All right. What we want to do is we do not want to exceed the speed limit on the ALC. So that's why I say the adjustment is mid-scale. You see, you have a range of movement for that ALC meter. So in the middle would be mid-scale. So we want it mid-scale to just a little bit more like 2/3. Somewhere back and forth between mid-scale and 2/3 as you speak. Roger?
Between mid-scale and 2/3 as you speak. Roger?
Okay, I think I get you now.
So you would do that in transmit, Daniel?
You would do that in transmit, Daniel?
On a line like this, I've got my ALC meter up right now, and it's reading 9, and it doesn't change at all as I speak.
Let me give you notes. Let me give you a couple of notes there, Daniel, and then you can exercise information out of your book or whatever you need to do to be able to make the adjustments. But what we want to do is move that ALC up to where it's reading mid-scale to 2/3 as you hit transmit and speak into your mic and adjust your mic gain control to where your ALC does reflect its movement as mid-scale in the middle to 2/3, a little bit more. Once you do that, then I want you to move to your EQ, and I want you to go plus 2 clicks hotter treble EQ than where you are. Move to your, after you get your ALC squared away, I want you to move to your equalization and increase your treble EQ 2 clicks from where it is. Roger?
Treble EQ 2 clicks from where it is. Roger?
Okay, I think I got you. I don't know how to to do this on this radio yet, on the fly like this. So maybe next time, maybe I'll look into it a little bit.
Well, that's why I gave you notes, Daniel, so you can follow it up in your book. So what I want you to do is, your scale, you've got your compressor in there at a 3, then you want to adjust your ALC mid-scale to 2/3 by way of mic gain control. These are notes I'm giving you to access the radio and do these things after you look at the book and figure out how to do it. Then once you get your ALC adjusted, I want you to move to your onboard EQ, and I want you to increase your treble EQ 2 clicks hotter than what it is. So those are 3 notes for you to find out how to do from consulting your operator's manual. Roger?
From consulting your operator's manual. Roger?
Okay, I'll do that. I turned my mic gain down. Where did you want my mic gain on?
Well, the mic gain itself is irrelevant. The mic gain is only important as it relates to the ALC. So when you adjust your mic gain, you're looking at your ALC to adjust it for mid-scale to 2/3 by turning your mic gain control up or down.
By turning your mic gain control up or down.
Okay, roger that now. All right, I'm going to adjust this, see if it changed 2/3.
Roger, Daniel. Okay, so well, you've got the notes there, partner. So you're good to go. Just have to consult your operator's manual for how to get there. Roger.
Operator's manual for how to get there. Roger.
Yes, sir, Daniel. Well, if you get a chance, join us next Friday at 3:30 or thereabouts, and we'll compare notes and see if you managed to get all that cranked into your radio, and it should just sound absolutely magnificent. In the meantime and in between time, if you might be interested, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, followed by today's date 12/2/12/21. That will take you to this recording, and you can see what we're battling with today, QRN-wise, on the frequency from adjacent channel stuff. But anyway, 73 for now, Daniel, and then we'll catch you next Friday maybe. This is KC9VKV, the QSO-VLOG net, running a little late this day, but if you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout. This is Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor, the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
November 3, Whiskey Papa Delta.
There's a November 3 Whiskey Papa Delta. What's the name there, please?
Papa Delta, what's the name there, please?
Good afternoon, name is Dean. Delta Echo Alpha November.
One more time with the name. You got killed by QRM. Try it again, please. Your name?
Killed by QRM. Try it again, please. Your name?
My name is Dean. Delta Echo Alpha November, and I'm in Pennsylvania.
And you're in Pennsylvania, is that a Roger?
And you're in Pennsylvania, is that a Roger?
Roger.
And what radio are you running, sir?
I'm running an ICOM 7100, and my antenna is a 40-10 headset on my roof. It goes across the peak of my roof, across my backyard.
Roger that. And would you be interested in our setup procedure?
I would. I have been listening, doing a couple other things, finishing up work, but I'm very intrigued. I have a 7100, I'm a newer ham, and I've had my general for about, 6 weeks, so I'm still learning.
Roger that. Well, let's begin here. It all starts very simplistically with engaging your compressor at a 3. It's a token amount, but it does exactly what we need it to do. So engage your compressor, turn it on at a 3, Roger.
Engage your compressor, turn it on at a 3, Roger.
There's a lot of QRM jamming you out just a little bit.
Roger, well, hopefully you can copy the mail. I'm trying to copy you. Can you copy me fairly well?
I'm trying to copy you. Can you copy me fairly well?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so if you can hear me, that's the main thing. So we get that compressor on at a 3, and then move to your ALC, and with mic gain in hand and speaking rather rapidly, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 in transmit, adjust your ALC for reading of mid-scale to 2/3 by way of mic gain control manipulation.
Okay, give me just a moment, please.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And I can give you notes, too, if you need to consult with your book.
And I can give you notes, too, if you need to consult with your book.
Yeah, you caught me. I'm trying to figure out how to go quickly into and adjust the ALC and the top.
Roger, no problem. Let me just give you notes, and then you can do it at your leisure. No need to have any undue pressure. That is, adjustment of your ALC is by mic gain control. And so you go to your ALC, and as you speak kind of rapidly to keep that meter up where you can see what it's doing, you adjust your mic gain until your ALC is reading mid-scale to 2/3. Roger?
Is reading mid-scale to 2/3. Roger?
Roger, I just wrote that down. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Then I would move to your EQ, your equalization on that radio, and I would go +2 clicks, top end treble boost from where you are. +2 boost treble EQ from where you are. Roger?
Boost treble EQ from where you are. Roger?
Roger. It's just going to take me a few, so I wrote the notes down. I will do it, and what time did you say you guys are back next Friday, 3:30?
Yes, sir. Well, with any luck, we can get on the air at 3:30. Sometimes, well, just recently we didn't make today. Matter of fact, we're running about an hour behind, but we're trying to sally forth and do the best we can under the circumstances. So it'll be hopefully next Friday at 3:30, Roger?
Next Friday at 3:30, Roger?
Roger. Thank you very much. I'm glad I stumbled onto this option here. I really appreciate your assistance, and I'll be back this week.
Yes, sir. And one more time with the name, slowly phonetically, please.
Sir, and one more time with the name, slowly phonetically, please.
Certainly, it's Dean, like Dean Martin. Delta, Echo, Alpha, November.
Oh, you said the magic words, Dean Martin. Now, there's a lot of folks that would not know who he is, but I happen to be of age. I know him well, Roger.
I happen to be of age. I know him well, Roger.
My mother actually admitted that that's who I was named after. I guess the alternative was either Frank Sinatra or Sammy Davis.
Say no more, say no more. We'll catch you later, Dean.
Oh, say no more. We'll catch you later, Dean.
7-3.
Roger. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout. ULD.
Caught the last part of that LD, sir. Come back slowly phonetically with the call sign, please.
Sir, come back slowly phonetically with the call sign, please.
Kilo 2 Whiskey Lima Delta. Kilo 2 Whiskey Lima Delta.
Kilo 2 Whiskey Lima Delta. What's the name there, sir?
Kilo 2 Whiskey Lima Delta. What's the name there, sir?
You've got Jack here from New Jersey. Over.
Jumpin' Jack from New Jersey. Roger. And what radio are you running, Jack?
New Jersey. Roger. And what radio are you running, Jack?
I've got an ICOM 7300, like so many other people these days, and I'm running off a backyard, which has actually been knocked down a few times from the storms, like in the trees from the storms lately, so I'm not really sure how well I'm getting out. Over.
You're getting out 10 dB over my noise level, so that's all you need. Very good signal. So on that 7300 setup, we suggest you start the setup with engaging your compressor at that magic 3, a 3 on your compressor, Roger.
That magic 3, a 3 on your compressor, Roger.
That's a Roger, sir.
All right, and once we get that compressor in line at a 3, then we move to your ALC with mic gain in hand. And as you speak rather rapidly so you can see where that ALC meter is going, you adjust your mic gain to where your ALC is running mid-scale to 2/3. Roger?
Gain to where your ALC is running mid-scale to 2/3. Roger?
Roger. I'm going to adjust it right now, and I think I've got it the way you're instructing me. Over.
Roger. And also, you're using the hand mic on that 7300, Roger?
Roger. And also, you're using the hand mic on that 7300, Roger?
Yes, sir. Yes, I am.
Okay, I want you to pull that mic back towards the corner of your lips and talk across it. Do not talk directly into it, or you'll be getting a lot of plosives and stuff. So pull it to your lips towards the back, and talk across it. Roger.
Lips towards the back, and talk across it. Roger.
Roger, Roger. I've heard you recommend that to people many times, and here I am. Finally, I'm on with you, and I'm not doing as you've instructed, but I'm doing that now. And is that better? Over.
Oh yes, that was perfect. Just absolutely perfect. Could not tell that you were on a hand mic at all, and that's what we want. And now the other thing is, I want you, when you can, to go to your onboard equalization. Do you know where that is?
When you can, to go to your onboard equalization. Do you know where that is?
I do not.
Okay, take notes to self that we need to go to sideband equalization, 2 clicks boost, treble EQ. Sideband equalization, transmit equalization, 2 clicks boost, treble EQ. Roger?
Transmit equalization, 2 clicks boost, treble EQ. Roger?
That's a Roger. I've just taken those notes, and I will do that. Over.
Excellent, excellent. And so then if you can join us next Friday, and we'll hear what you sound like, sir. In the meantime, if you want to hear what you sound like now, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for KC9VKV, followed by today's date, 2/12/21, that will take you to this recording, and give us 48 hours to get it uploaded. Roger?
And give us 48 hours to get it uploaded. Roger?
Roger, Roger. That's really terrific of you. Thank you so much, and thanks for helping me out. Thanks for helping so many other people. Appreciate it. 73.
Roger, Roger, Jack. 73 up that way, so you have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
QSO-VLOG net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Okay, I heard a couple of stations back in there. Loudest one, try it again.
Stations back in there. Loudest one, try it again.
Oh, man. Whoever that was, try it again.
Whoever that was, try it again.
Not copying anybody. Now, this is KC9VKV, Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
I hear somebody back in there, but they're right at my noise level. I've gone through my 4 SDRs and my local antenna, and I still can't pull you out. Try one more time, please, sir.
Still can't pull you out.
I copied a 1 in the call sign. I've got a 10-foot magnetic loop antenna that I could probably find you with if I had some idea where you were, Roger. What is your location, sir? What is your location? And nothing heard. This is the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Give me a shout.
Kilo Mike 4, straight that Alpha, 3 Echo Bravo Mike.
Kilo Mike 4 station, you come back slowly phonetically with your call sign.
Mike 4 station, you come back slowly phonetically with your call sign.
Kilo Mike 4, Hotel Romeo Romeo.
Hotel Romeo Romeo, Roger Roger. What's the name there?
Hotel Romeo Romeo, Roger Roger. What's the name there?
Name here is Brendan. I'm located in Northern Virginia.
And how is Brendan spelled, sir? Phonetically, slowly?
And how is Brendan spelled, sir? Phonetically, slowly?
Bravo, Romeo, India, Delta, Alpha, November.
Roger Roger, sir. And what's your location?
Roger Roger, sir. And what's your location?
Reston, Virginia, Northern Virginia. 9 miles
west of Washington, D.C.
Roger, Roger, Virginia. And what radio are you running today, sir?
Roger, Roger, Virginia. And what radio are you running today, sir?
This is one of my first attempts at my brand new ICOM 705 in conjunction with an Elecraft KXT A100M. Over.
Roger that. Well, our setup procedure, as normal, starts with the compressor engaged at a 3. A lot of folks don't, understand that they don't necessarily need to run those compressors up there at 8 and 9 and whatever, because all that does, once the compressor does what it does, and it does that by a 3, when you get up to 8, then you have this tremendous suck-up of your next-door neighbor beating his wife in the background, and you don't want that. So a 3 is just about all that you really need on that compressor. So our setup procedure starts with engaging your compressor at a 3, Roger?
Starts with engaging your compressor at a 3, Roger?
Roger, Roger. Compression at 3.
Roger, Roger. Then move to your ALC with mic gain in hand, and as you speak rather rapidly so you can get that meter up to where you can see what it's doing, then you use your mic gain control to adjust it to where it's reading mid-scale to 2/3. Mid-scale to 2/3 on your ALC by way of mic gain manipulation.
Your ALC by way of mic gain manipulation.
Roger, Roger. Talking and adjusting. Okay, that's about halfway. Over.
Yes, sir. Now, do you know where your onboard EQ is?
Yes, sir. Now, do you know where your onboard EQ is?
I'm going to have to dig around in the menus to find that.
Yes, sir. Well, note to self, when you find out how to get to your onboard EQ, I'm looking for 2 clicks boost treble EQ from where you are, plus 2 clicks boost from wherever you are on your treble EQ, Roger?
From wherever you are on your treble EQ, Roger?
Roger, Roger. Menu found. Adjustment made. Plus 2 clicks. Treble.
All right, sir. Now, let me hear about 10 seconds of you describing your antenna.
About 10 seconds of you describing your antenna.
Well, my antenna here in Northern Virginia is compromised, and I know it. It is a Chameleon MCOM 3 portable 73-foot end-fed antenna up at about 22 feet at one end and 19 feet at the other, just based on the way the hills roll here. And it's a fine antenna, but it is in a compromised location, so that's about 10 seconds.
Yes, sir. Well, now your signal is 3 dB dynamic range, which is just absolutely perfect. So your average percent of peak modulation is now 80 to 85%, and your audio is very articulated, which, it's much easier to understand now. It's one thing for audio to be heard, but it's another thing for audio to be understood. And understanding audio comes from the articulation of the words, so the more precise, and it usually involves top-end EQ to give it that articulation so one can understand what the words are. Particularly important when you're in heavy QRM or, contesting and like that. So when you really need to be understood, you want as much articulation as you can. Roger?
You want as much articulation as you can. Roger?
Fine business, sir. This is a great service, and I'm glad that I stumbled upon it. KM4HRR.
Yes, sir. And if you want to hear your audio, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, followed by today's date, 2/12/21, that will take you directly to this recording, so you can hear yourself and see what you think. And then if you can join us next Friday, it'd be great. So we'll say 73 for now, sir. Roger?
So we'll say 73 for now, sir. Roger?
Roger that. Thank you again. Can you come one more time with your call sign, please?
Yes, sir. Call sign is Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, KC9VKV.
Kilo Victor, KC9VKV.
All right, good copy on that. Remind me, if you didn't tell me already, what your name is.
The name here is Jim, Juliet India Mike. Roger, Roger.
The name here is Jim, Juliet India Mike. Roger, Roger.
Thanks, Jim. KM4HRR, I'll be clear.
Roger. And again, your name, I've got it, B-R-I-D-A-N. Is that correct?
R-I-D-A-N. Is that correct?
So it's actually Brendan, Bravo, Romeo, Echo, Delta, Alpha, November.
I got it now. Thank you, sir. And you have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend, 73. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Victor Alpha 3 Echo Bravo Mike.
There's a Victor Alpha 3 station. Come back slowly phonetically with the call.
3 station. Come back slowly phonetically with the call.
Roger, good afternoon. The call is Victor Alpha 3 Echo Bravo Mike, and the name is Manny, Mike Alpha November Yankee.
Roger, Manny. And what radio are you running today, sir?
Roger, Manny. And what radio are you running today, sir?
I'm running ICOM 7300.
Oh, you're running one of those beautiful 7300s. I just love those. They have one of the cleanest transmitters that I have ever heard in my life. And one of the great things about that transmitter is the limiter. It's just a stonewall limiter. Once you set the premise of where it's going to go, there's no blow by. It just hits a wall right there at that point every time, very consistently. So if you would be interested in the setup for the 7300, we have a generic setup that just works well. We wind up with a 3 dB dynamic range. It starts with your compressor being engaged at a 3. Roger?
Compressor being engaged at a 3. Roger?
Roger, yeah, my compressor is a 3. And actually my gain I put it to 75. It's not, the ALC is not really picking all the way. Not sure if I should lower a bit the mic gain, but yes, the compressor is a 3.
Roger, Manny. Well, that's where we start on the compressor at a 3. Then we move to your ALC with mic gain in hand. And what I want you to do is speak rather rapidly so you can get that meter up and see where it's going. And with mic gain in hand, adjust your ALC to where it's running mid-scale to 2/3. That's halfway to 2/3. Roger?
To 2/3. Roger?
Roger. This is Victor Alpha 3 Echo Bravo Mike. 300, 400, 300, 400, 200. So I'm not sure. It's about, I lowered to about 69, over.
Roger, yeah. The magic thing is, actually the sweet spot is absolutely between mid-scale and 2/3. But since you can't really do that, we say, adjust it to where your voice level is banging between mid-scale and 2/3. Roger?
Banging between mid-scale and 2/3. Roger?
Roger. Yep. It's about 2/3 right now. So I hope my audio is coming nice and clean, over.
Yes, sir. That's the thing about our setup. We give you, when you go through our setup, the end is a 3 dB dynamic range with you having an average percent of peak modulation between 80 to 85%. That's average peak modulation, Roger.
85%. That's average peak modulation, Roger.
Roger. Yeah, that's my settings right now, over.
Yeah, it's very nice. And on your EQ, if you know where your EQ is on that radio, I would move it up just a skosh. Do you know where your transmit equalization is on that 7300?
Your transmit equalization is on that 7300?
Roger, I have my right now at, I just transmitted and it went off. So it's a +1, I believe.
On the top end, the treble EQ?
On the top end, the treble EQ?
Yeah, it's a +1.
Okay, and what about the bottom? It's 0, standing at 0. Yes, sir. Okay, I would suggest putting a 2-click boost on that treble EQ from where it is, +2 from where it is on treble EQ. Roger?
Where it is, +2 from where it is on treble EQ. Roger?
Oh, Roger, yeah, the treble EQ is +3 right now, and the TX plus is -2, over.
I'm sorry, the -2 was on what?
I'm sorry, the -2 was on what?
-2 is the TX pass, and the triple is +3.
Okay, so what you're saying is your base control, EQ control is -2, is that a roger?
EQ control is -2, is that a roger?
Roger, roger, -2.
Okay, take that up to flat. Take that 2 clicks boost to flat, and let me hear you there.
That 2 clicks boost to flat, and let me hear you there.
Roger, okay, let me just put it to flat. Okay, right now it's at 0 flat, over.
Yes, so I think you're much fuller there. You have the articulation by the treble boost, and your bottom end now is very, very nice, and a lot fuller audio. Roger, roger.
Very, very nice, and a lot fuller audio. Roger, roger.
Roger, roger. Okay, yeah. So the TX pass is 0, and the TX triple is +3. I think that's a good setup, over.
Yes, sir. Sounds really good, and I'm looking at your modulation. You're hitting it consistently at the 100% point on my reference meter, and so I think you're good to go. If you get a chance and want to hear your audio, if you go to YouTube and do a call it a search for Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, followed by today's date 2/12/21, that will take you to this recording. Roger.
21. That will take you to this recording. Roger.
Roger, roger. Actually, I'm following you on the YouTube, and I've been watching your videos, and yeah. And thank you very much for your help, and take care. Actually, we just, my wife is with the virus, so we just stay at home and the lockdown. So take care, my friends. This is Victor Alpha 3, Echo Bravo Mike.
Roger, roger, Manny. And what is your location, sir?
Roger, roger, Manny. And what is your location, sir?
I'm in Ontario, about 40 kilometers west of Toronto. Over.
Roger, on Ontario. Great. Well, we'll say 73, Manny. You have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend. And if you get a chance to join us next Friday on the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net, we start hopefully at 3:30 or somewhere around then. So 73 for now. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net, running a little late, but here, nonetheless, if you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Nonetheless, if you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Whiskey 1, Foxtrot Papa Whiskey.
Whiskey 1 station, come back slowly phonetically with your call sign, please.
Whiskey 1 station, come back slowly phonetically with your call sign, please.
Good afternoon. Whiskey 1, Foxtrot Papa Whiskey. Name on this end is Fred, Foxtrot Romeo Echo Delta. Back to Kilo Charlie 5, Victor Kilo Victor.
Roger, it's Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor. Close, but no cigars, Fred. What radio are you running, sir?
No cigars, Fred. What radio are you running, sir?
Good afternoon, James. I'm running an ICOM 7300 here. I had the initial setup with the desktop bike with you, and I've gone to a Heil, I'm not sure how you pronounce that, Pro 7 headset, which I'm on right now, and I was wondering how this sounds. You had helped me set it up before on the original setup to the ICOM microphone, and I'm just wondering how it sounds to you with my headset.
Roger, Fred. Well, what I suggest on those headsets is that you take the boom and you pull it straight out as far as it will go, just straight out in front of you as far as it will go. No bend, no nothing, just straight out as far as it will go. And then at the last possible minute, make a 90-degree turn so the element is in front of your mouth. But take it out as far as you can get it away from you, and then make that 90 degrees. Roger?
Get it away from you, and then make that 90 degrees. Roger?
Roger, I made that adjustment. How does that sound any better?
Yes, sir. The thing is, what you want to do is try to minimize plosives, and that's the problem with those boom mics on headsets, is that they tend to be particularly attuned to hitting the plosives. So when you move it further out, you reduce the possibility of those plosives getting in the way of your words. Roger?
Of those plosives getting in the way of your words. Roger?
Roger that. Roger that. I have the initial setup of the ALC. I'm running at about
2/3 or so, and my compression is set at 3, and the mic gain is at 32%. Over.
Yes, sir. Now, and that's the thing, always a good idea when you change mics to go back and consult your ALC to be sure that you're still mid-scale to 2/3, because there is would be a lot of difference between your desk mic and that headset mic probably. So I'm sure you did go back to your ALC and double check that it's running mid-scale to 2/3 with the new mic, Roger?
Check that it's running mid-scale to 2/3 with the new mic, Roger.
Roger that. Roger that. It's running a little hot. I just lowered it down to about 29% now. Not sure if that made any difference or not.
Roger. Now, what the main thing is the ALC reading. The mic reading is not really important only as it relates to your ALC. So you concentrate on your ALC level, setting your mic gain to where your ALC is running mid-scale to 2/3.
Your ALC is running mid-scale to 2/3.
Okay, I'm running at about 2/3. Let me just go down a little more here. That's about, well, it's tough on in single sideband, but about 2/3 right now.
Yes, sir. That's it. It's nothing. It's a meter and it moves around, so you do the best you can, but the general idea is to set the ALC from mid-scale to 2/3, because that will give you a 3 dB dynamic range at that setting, and with 3 dB dynamic range in your transmit audio, that means that your average percent of peak modulation is 80 to 85%, which is a nice fat signal. Roger?
Percent, which is a nice fat signal. Roger?
Roger that. Roger that. Yeah, we're doing just about that now. Should I adjust, do you think, at all, any of the bass? The bass is at +1, the treble is at the +3.
I think, if anything, I would take that treble EQ up to +5. I believe that's max on that radio. Try it at +5 if you can, and let me hear you at +5 treble EQ.
Let me hear you at +5 treble EQ.
Okay, let me get into that menu. Stand by.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net, moving a little late today, but we're here, and right now we're talking to Fred, W1FPW, working on his 7300 EQ.
Working on his 7300 EQ.
Right, I think I doubled with you there, James. Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor, W1FPW returning. I am at the +5 treble setting right now.
Yes, sir, that's beautiful. Now, you might consider, I'm still hearing some plosives on that microphone. You might consider getting a second sock, a second foam windscreen for your mic element, and just slipping the one over the other. And that should take care of that those plosives, Roger?
Take care of those plosives, Roger?
Yeah, perfect. Thank you much. Yeah, Roger that. I've seen some other YouTube videos where they actually did this exact same thing that you suggested, so I think I will send away and get another sock for it. Roger?
Yes, sir. You'll be NBC when you have those double socks on that boom mic, Roger.
When you have those double socks on that boom mic, Roger?
Roger that. Well, James, thank you very much for the tips, and I'd like to thank you for what you do. It's great. It helps everybody out in Ham Nation. And you have a fine day, and please stay safe. Thanks again. Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor, Whiskey 1, Foxtrot Papa Whiskey. I'll be clear on your final.
Thank you, Fred. Thanks for dropping by, sir. And if you want to hear your audio, if you go to YouTube, Do a call letter search for Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, followed by today's date, 2/12/21. That will take you directly to this recording, and you can hear your audio. If you might be interested in other people's audios, if you just go to YouTube and do the call letter search KC9VKV, without the date, that will take you to our QSO-VLOG page. We're now running just over 1,500 recorded QSO-VLOGs and all kinds of audio transmissions there, recorded QSOs, and you can hear their audio. And sometimes you say, "Hey, I like his audio better than mine," or "I like my audio better than his." But the whole idea is that you have the vast possibilities of different sounds to listen to and compare. Roger?
Different sounds to listen to and compare. Roger?
Roger that, James. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. And I will give it a listen. I actually saved the link for the original QSO that we had. So, again, appreciate what you do. Thank you much. Have a good day.
Yes, sir, Fred. And one other thing, what is your location, sir?
Yes, sir, Fred. And one other thing, what is your location, sir?
Oh, I'm sorry. Just outside of Boston, Massachusetts. The weather's about 28 degrees, and we have snow on the ground.
Excellent, Fred. 73 up that way, sir. Thanks for dropping by. This is the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. Moving a little late, but nevertheless here, if you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Nevertheless here, if you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
There's a Bravo station in my life somewhere. Come back slowly phonetically with the call sign.
Come back slowly phonetically with the call sign.
Victor, Echo 3, Bravo, Foxtrot, Uniform.
Canadian, one more time, very slowly, phonetically.
Very slowly, phonetically.
Victor, Echo 3, Bravo, Foxtrot, United. Victor, Echo number 3, Boston, Florida, Uniform. Over.
Yes, sir. And what's the name there?
Yes, sir. And what's the name there?
Name on this side is Jana, Juliet, Alpha, November, Alpha. I repeat, Japan, America, Nancy, America. Jana is my name, QTH. It's Toronto, Ontario. Over.
Roger, Jana, Ontario. And what radio are you running, sir?
Ontario. And what radio are you running, sir?
I am using a Kenwood TS130 and an inverted V antenna at the moment. I'm copying you strong on that compared to my G5RV Junior. The receive signal is much stronger. You have 5.9 plus about 5 dB. James, back to you. VE3 VSU, over.
Roger, Jana. Now, what mic are you using, sir?
Roger, Jana. Now, what mic are you using, sir?
So I'm using a PRC for one of the studio mics, over.
Is that a desk mic or a hand mic?
Is that a desk mic or a hand mic?
It's a desk mic, over.
Okay, I suggest that you move 2 inches off mic, 2 inches further back from that mic. I think you might be crowding that mic a little bit and causing a little bit of something happening there that the intelligibility, I think, is being affected. Try working that mic about 2 inches further back than where you are.
Working that mic about 2 inches further back than where you are.
Now I am 2 inches away, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now I switched off the processor that is in the radio with the same position, James. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now I am back again with the processor switched on with the same distance. Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Charlie Victor, I guess V3BFU.
Roger. Call is Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor. I think you sounded a lot cleaner when you backed off 2 inches. It's amazing, but sometimes, you crowd a mic a little bit and you start to muffle it. And so when you pull back, you're much more articulated. Those 2 inches make a great deal of difference, Roger.
Those 2 inches stopwatches make a great deal of difference, Roger.
Roger, James. Yeah, I should remember that because of the low power, maybe I'm trying to push a little bit more signal into it and trying to get a little bit closer, which in turn is not good for the mic distance. Thanks for that info. And you're 5'9" plus about 5 dB here. I'm just barefoot with my TS1 430 James. Corrected your call, Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor, V3 BFU, over.
Roger, Jana. Now, we want to keep that compressor on there at a 3. We want to keep the compressor in line at a 3. And then we want to move to your ALC and check your ALC operation by speaking, transmitting and speaking rapidly kind of into your microphone, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so we can get the ALC meter up to see what it's doing. And with your mic gain control, you want to adjust your ALC to where it's running mid-scale to 2/3. Mid-scale to 2/3 by way of mic gain manipulation. Roger?
By way of mic gain manipulation. Roger?
Roger, the V3 BFU returning to Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor. It's now in the on my scale. It's almost close to 9. That is just in the mid-range of the ALC meter, James. Back to you, Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor, V3 BFU, over.
Roger, Jana. Now, I think that's a lot more intelligible because of your dynamic range. Hang on just a moment. Let me take care of something. I'll be right back.
Just a moment. Let me take care of something. I'll be right back.
There we go, Jenna. Sorry about that. So, yeah, I think you might have been pushing that ALC just a tad. So your dynamic range was probably closer to 1.5 dB as opposed to 3 dB dynamic range. So now it is about 3 dB dynamic range, which really adds to the intelligibility even more than where we were. Roger?
To the intelligibility even more than where we were. Roger?
Kilo Charlie 9 KC9VKV. Thanks, James, for all the setup info. And you are coming through loud and clear here, very strong signal. So won't keep it long, maybe others might be waiting. So back to you, Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor V3 BFU.
Roger, Jana, we're getting a little bit of deliberate QAM interference, but well, there's one other aspect that we need to pursue as far as your radio, if you would like, and this has to do with your onboard EQ. I'm looking at your audio curve on a spectrum analyzer, and it's telling me that we probably could get a little more on the bottom end and a little more on the top end to try to broaden your audio curve, if you would be interested. If you know where your onboard EQ is, maybe we could go to there and you could tell me what the current settings are.
We could go to there and you could tell me what the current settings are.
Roger, KC9VKV, V3 BFU. James, I do not have any equalizers in line on this old Kenwood TS430, so I don't think, there's no, I can't remember whether there's anything on the back of the radio either. KC9VKV, V3 BFU.
Roger, Jana. Well, you're really close. I was just nitpicking there. I was trying to broaden you out just a little bit, but you are where you are. You're very intelligible and just ideal. I think I would stay just there. You know, pulling off that mic back from that position that you were really helped your EQ curve, because there's a thing called proximity effect, and what proximity effect says that the closer you get to a microphone, you have a bass boost that starts by just coming close to the mic. So you were so close that you were heavy in the bottom end and did not have much in the top end. Now that you've backed off, you're much more balanced in your EQ curve, Roger.
Balanced in your EQ curve, Roger.
Roger there, KC9VKV3BSU returning. Fine there, James. Yeah, you're right. Sometimes we forget the distance between the mic and try to get a little bit closer. Sometimes I just have to keep in mind there. Thanks for the tips and thanks for your nice Q&A. So I think this might be the first time, or maybe I would have checked in long ago. But today you're very strong and very good signals. I would like to just on my next, I will just quickly switch over to my G5RV and see whether that's any better. Just hold on.
Oh, Janet, did you say you wanted to check your antenna? Do you have a AB situation or what?
Antenna, do you have a AB situation or what?
I'm sorry, Janet, we may have doubled there. Did you say you wanted to check another antenna?
Doubled there. Did you say you wanted to check another antenna?
Roger, yeah, now I'm on my G5RV Junior, which I just switched over, and did you notice any difference, James? KC9VKV V3DFU.
Roger, Jenna. Now I'll tell you how we can check that real clean. We want to catch that antenna just back to back. You know, that's how you can really tell a difference. So I want you to count to 10, and between 5 and 6, I want you to switch antennas. Don't talk when you switch, but switch the antennas between 5 and 6. You can do that. You're not transmitting a signal as such. Just leave your transmitter on, but you're not making a voice, or you're not making modulation. So you can switch antennas hot without problems with the radio. So I want you to count to 10, and between 5 and 6, I want you to switch. And tell me, like, I'm on antenna 1 now, whatever, 5, 4, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then switch at 6, and then I'm in the other antenna.
3, 4, 5, and then switch at 6, and then I'm in the other antenna.
Roger, KC9VKV V3BSU. Now I'm on antenna number 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and going to number 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. KC9VKV V3BSU. Over.
Roger, Jana, your first antenna to me was 3 dB hotter than your second. First antenna was 3 dB hotter to me than your second.
First antenna was 3 dB hotter to me than your second.
Roger, KC9VKV V3BSU. Yeah, on the receive also, you are much stronger on this antenna, which was the first one, which is inverted V. Almost feed point is at the same point compared to the G5RV Junior. Thanks for all this test and info, James. Back to you, KC9VKV V3BSU.
Roger, Jana. Usually a good rule of thumb is that when you're switching antennas, the hottest antenna that you receive a person will be the hottest antenna that they will receive you. That's general, not necessarily absolute, but normally, like I've run 5 or 6 antennas simultaneously, and I do the ABCD rotary switch between them, and invariably the one that's hottest received to me is the hottest transmit back to them. Roger?
To me is the hottest transmit back to them. Roger?
Roger there, QSL on that. Yeah, I have noticed that more on the low end, but I have had a few issues, instance where the on 10 meters I was much better on the antenna that was slightly low in receive, but they are able to hear me much more stronger there. So anyway, thanks for this, because I just wanted to compare to see both antennas, how they are working closer compared to DX working into Europe or any other place. Back to you, KC9VKV V3BSU.
Roger, Jana. Well, let me say 73 that way, sir. Thanks for the QSO, and if I helped out, I'm glad. And if you get a chance again to go to the KC9VKV QSO-VLOG, just to do KC9VKV, a YouTube search for KC9VKV, followed by today's date 2/12/21. 73 up that way, Jana. Good to talk at you. Catch you later. This is the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Kilo 4, Romeo Juliet Tango.
Kilo 4, Romeo Juliet Tango. Roger, Roger.
Romeo Juliet Tango. Roger, Roger.
Yeah, Roger, Jim. This is Ron, Romeo Oscar November in North Carolina, and glad to meet you today. And Jim, I've got a bit of a unique setup here that I thought maybe you could help me with. Over?
Yes, sir. I'll be glad to. What radio are you running today, sir?
Yes, sir. I'll be glad to. What radio are you running today, sir?
Okay, I have a 7300, and it goes into an RF kit amplifier, German-made kit amplifier. The unique thing about the setup is I am using a Plantronics headset. It's a Plantronics Sabi 8220. And this headset was originally designed for call centers. It's a wireless headset. It's got a cable that I've made, a custom cable that goes into the microphone input, the Foster microphone input, and then an RJ45 that plugs into the back of the Plantronics base station. Great wireless distance. I can go 200 feet from the base station, so it's great for hands-free stuff. But I wanted to calibrate the microphone here and the settings on the 7300 to optimize the sound quality. Over.
Yes, sir. Now, we can do that. I've got a spectrum analyzer that I'm looking at the moment. What I suggest is that we go through the normal generic setup procedure, and then we move to the EQ. So at the beginning of our setup procedure is a compressor on at a 3. It's a token amount, but it does just what it needs to do to begin our setup procedure.
Just what it needs to do to begin our setup procedure.
All right, roger that. Compressor's at 3 right now.
Roger. Then we move to the ALC meter with mic gain in hand, and as you speak kind of rapidly, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, to get the meter up to see where it's going, then with your mic gain, adjust it for mid-scale to 2/3 operation.
Gain adjusted for mid-scale to 2/3 operation.
All right, roger that. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, it's about half to 2/3 right now. Over.
Yes, sir. Okay, now, do you know where your onboard EQ is?
Yes, sir. Okay, now, do you know where your onboard EQ is?
Roger that. Hang on. Let me get over there. Okay, I am on the SSB tone equalization setting. I have TBW wide, mid, and narrow all set to 100 and 2900. Over.
Yes, sir. That's exactly the way to run that radio, 100 to 2900. Now, looking at the the EQ, what are your readings? You have a bass and a treble controlled EQ. What are those reading now?
You have a bass and a treble controlled EQ. What are those reading now?
Yeah, roger that. The transmit bass is set at +2, and the transmit treble is set at +1. Over.
Okay, I want you to move your transmit treble EQ 2 clicks hotter to +3.
2 clicks hotter to +3.
Okay, this is +1, +1, +1. +2, +2, +2. This is +3, +3, +3. Over.
Okay, I'm catching just a little bit of sideband blow-by from adjacent frequency. What I want you to do is give me 10 seconds on your antenna system so I might hear your audio.
10 seconds on your antenna system so I might hear your audio.
Okay, treble is set to 3, and again the bass is set to +2. +2. Hopefully this is enough of a transmission. Over.
Okay, Ron, the thing is, about a boom microphone, your proximity to that microphone is so close. The best way to run that boom, I don't know if you heard me or not, last couple of times I talked about booms, but is to run that boom straight out in front of your mouth, and then at the last possible minute make a 90 degrees so that capsule is in front of your mouth. But just run that boom out as far as you can get it away from your mouth, and then do a 90, Roger?
As far as you can get it away from your mouth and then do a 90, Roger?
Yeah, Roger that, Jim. Unfortunately, all I have is a swing arm on this, and I can't extend it. It's a fixed length. Over.
Yes, sir. You're talking about a boom headset mic, Roger?
Yes, sir. You're talking about a boom headset mic, Roger?
Yeah, Roger that. But it swings down and swings up.
I got you. Okay, not a problem. So what we need to do is we need a little bit more articulation. So I would take that top end treble EQ, take it up to a 5, and let me hear you at a 5.
Treble EQ, take it up to a 5, and let me hear you at a 5.
All right, so we're at a +3, +3, +3, +4, +4, +4, +5, +5, +5.
Yes, sir. The articulation is much better that way than what it was before. You're so close to that mic, you know, as a general rule in microphones, that you're going to have some proximity effect. So the way to offset that is to EQ top end to get a little more articulation in your audio. Now, tell me 10 seconds and the best thing you like about your radio, and let me hear you.
Seconds and the best thing you like about your radio, and let me hear you.
Yeah, right. Well, so I'll tell you, I just love this Plantronics setup here. I'm actually in a utility room that has a furnace in it. So the nice thing about the headset is it has a noise canceling headset, so it kind of drowns out background noise. And at the same time, I do some net control, so it's hands free at the same time. And if I have to get up and grab a sandwich, well, you know, I can walk into the kitchen without worrying about dropping the signal.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. I spoke to a gentleman that had a similar setup. He could go, I think, about half a block away out in the alley to do something and then come back. It was really, really amazing. He had a way to key it remotely, so he could just go anywhere with his headset, Roger.
So he could just go anywhere with his headset, Roger?
Yeah, Roger that. I have it on Vox right now, but there is a small adapter that I could put on it for a PTT. There's also a little mute button on the headset that I can mute the mic. But so I find myself, rather than switching off to a stationary mic, I find myself using this quite a bit because of the background noise. Well, I hope the audio has improved due to the setting changes that you've recommended. There is one setting on the Plantronics base station itself that is a part of the microphone sensitivity, and I don't know if I should try adjusting that while you look at the quality of the audio. Over.
No, you're perfect exactly as you are. I wouldn't change a thing, Roger.
Exactly as you are. I wouldn't change a thing, Roger.
Okay, great, terrific. All right. Well, then, if you think it's as good as it's going to get, then I'll just leave it as is, and thank you for the help. Over.
Roger. And if you'd like to hear it, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for KC9VKV, Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, followed by today's date 2/12/21, it will take you to this recording. Roger.
12/21. It will take you to this recording. Roger.
I will do that, Jim. And there's one more thing, if you could be so kind. Could you do any antenna AB?
Sorry there, Ron. I just lost my my feed on the Milford, PA.
Sorry there, Ron. I just lost my feed on the Milford, PA.
It's back. It is back now. Go ahead with that request. What was it?
It's back. It is back now. Go ahead with that request. What was it?
Yeah, so I have two antennas here, and if you could give me a quick A/B compare, that would be great. Over.
Yes, sir. Do the 10 count and switch between 5 and 6.
Yes, sir. Do the 10 count and switch between 5 and 6.
Roger. This is the antenna 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Over.
Not much difference. Do it one more time. Looks to be about a half a dB difference. Second antenna hotter than the first. But try it again and let's see if it is similar again.
Again, and let's see if it is similar again.
Okay, this is the antenna. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That was antenna 2.
Right, so the first antenna you started with on that last test was slightly hotter than the second, Roger?
Started with on that last test was slightly hotter than the second, Roger?
Yeah, Roger that. That makes sense. One is a 260-foot long wire end-fed, and which will handle 160, 80, and 40. And the other is a 1080 end-fed, which is only 134 feet long. Both about the same height. But, yeah, I suspected that the first antenna, which is the long wire, was a little bit better. Seems to be better for long-range stations. I think it's got a better takeoff angle over.
Roger, so you're saying one's a long wire and one is a closed loop. Is that a Roger?
A long wire and one is a closed loop. Is that a Roger?
No, they're both long wires. One is just 160-meter long wire, and the other is an 80-meter long wire. They both can handle 40 meters over.
Roger. Well, then the other thing to consider is the orientation, east and west, north and south. To me, one might be more broadside to me than the other, and of course, antennas radiate hardest broadside to the layout.
Antennas radiate hardest broadside to the layout.
Yeah, Roger that. They're back to back. One points east and the other points west. All right, Jim, I don't want to tie up any more of your time. I certainly appreciate the help, and I'll say 73 to KC9VKV from Kilo 4 Romeo Juliet Tango.
Roger, Ron, and give us a couple of days, 48 hours to get this uploaded to YouTube. 73, and you have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend. This is KC9VKV, the QSO-VLOG net. We've got time for one more. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
We've got time for one more. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Kilo 4, Bravo Tango Alpha.
Bravo Tango Alpha station, come back slowly phonetically with your call sign, please.
Bravo Tango Alpha station, come back slowly phonetically with your call sign, please.
Yes, sir. Kilo 4, Bravo Tango Alpha.
All right, Kilo 4 Bravo Tango Alpha. Give me 10 seconds and tell me about your antenna system, and let me look for a better path. Roger?
Tell me about your antenna system, and let me look for a better path. Roger?
Roger, Tango Alpha Sierra. I am on my uniform India Sierra. I am on an inverted V double bazooka at 50 feet at the apex on a TS-850. Over.
Yes, sir. Got you 20 over now. I have 4 internet SDRs plus my local 2 10-foot vertical magnetic loop antennas, so I can switch through those and usually find a pretty good path. So I've got you very good. What's your location, sir?
I've got you very good. What's your location, sir?
Yes, sir. My location is Marietta, Georgia. Over.
Yes, sir. And I'm on the Georgia SDR, so it's amazing that works out. What's the name there?
It's amazing that works out. What's the name there?
Yeah, the name here is Lewis, Lima Uniform India Sierra, and like I said, I'm on a TS-850 running a QRO amplifier at 1300 watts. Over.
Yes, sir. Beautiful signal. Now, if you'd be interested in our setup procedure, it's generic, but it will take you to a 3 dB dynamic range with an 80 to 85% average peak modulation. It starts with engaging your compressor at a 3. It's a token amount, but it does exactly what we need it to do. Roger?
But it does exactly what we need it to do. Roger?
Yeah, QSO, this radio doesn't have a whole lot of adjustments on it. All, like I said, it's turning on your processor, and that's basically it. That's all I can see on this radio.
All right, well, that's the beginning. If you turn that processor on and put it on a 3, Roger?
Processor on and put it on a 3, Roger?
Okay, processor on number 3.
Okay, just out of curiosity, that sounded a little hot. Give me a dead key for 3 seconds.
A little hot. Give me a dead key for 3 seconds.
Yeah, Lewis, you got a copy?
Lewis, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got a copy. Did you copy me?
Yes, sir. It seems like your compressor is a climber. And the longer you key, the more it goes up. And we don't want it to go up that high. So I would suggest let's find a better number. Try a 2. Just a dead key for the number 2 for only 3 seconds.
The dead key for the number 2 for only 3 seconds.
Okay, I think that's better. Okay, let's now move to your... Do you have an ALC meter on that radio?
Do you have an ALC meter on that radio?
Yeah, Roger, that's I do.
All right, go to your ALC meter with mic gain in hand, and as you speak kind of rapidly, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so you can get the meter up to see where it's going, I want you to adjust your mic gain until your ALC meter is reading mid-scale to 2/3.
ALC meter is reading mid-scale to 2/3.
Roger that. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. There it is, right about 3/4. 3/4, over.
Roger that. Now, that's a good setting. Your dynamic range now is 3 dB. Your average percent of peak modulation, 80 to 85%. Now, as far as the EQ, does that radio have onboard EQ?
As far as the EQ, does that radio have onboard EQ?
Negative, sir. No onboard EQ. I have a real cheap microphone. It's only $19 Excelvin, 8,000. So maybe that has a lot to do with the issue, over.
Well, it's not really an issue. It's just called intelligibility, and we wanted to get that a little more intelligible. But how close are you working that microphone?
I am in approximately about 5 inches talking across. Now this right here will be right into the microphone, at 5 inches.
That sounds pretty good. I mean, that's a desk mic, Roger.
That's a desk mic, Roger.
That is a Roger, sir.
Yeah, I would run it just like that. I could hear a treble increase when you work more direct to that microphone than across it, Roger.
Direct to that microphone than across it, Roger.
Yeah, okay, so I guess I'll keep it here. I'm talking across from it about a 45-degree angle. 5 inches from the microphone. This is K4, BTA.
Roger. Now, Lewis, I want you to go back to your ALC, working that mic just exactly that way, and reset your ALC level for mid-scale to 2/3. It might have got pumped up just a little bit by, you addressing the microphone a little differently.
Now, Roger, I'm testing it now. I cut it down. Now it's about midway. It's about right at midway on the ALC.
Yes, sir. Now you're back to 3 dB. You need, that's the thing, you can keep turning that mic up and you get louder, but you lose dynamic range when you do that because your limiter is trying to keep it, under splatter. And when you force the volume, it just reduces the dynamic range to where you have no dynamic range. And to understand words, you need a little dynamic range, a little life in the audio to be able to more clearly understand the words, Roger.
QSO, Roger that. I'll be monitoring that. I got a little excited there, and I started noticing that the ALC was starting to climb, so I guess I'm going to have to watch my speech and how close I get to the microphone.
Roger, and as you get more used to working it a little differently, you might keep your ALC meter up and just consult that as you speak and develop. That's another game we play is putting the radio on output and sideband. It looks like a VU meter, and so when we talk, we look at the meter and we develop a relationship between our voice and the meter to try to keep that meter in the sweet spot. Roger.
QSO, that's well, that last time around, I'll give you your report. 40 over S9, loud and clear, over.
Roger, thank you very much, Lewis. Appreciate that. And you are at least 15 dB over my noise level. I run a very low front-end RF to keep it out of AGC compression, so I can capture your transmissions just as clean as possible. And you are, so my only reference to signal is I'm looking at your signal on a VU meter, and when you cease speaking, the meter drops down to read the noise, and you're a good 15 dB over noise. That's a beautiful signal.
You're a good 15 dB over noise. That's a beautiful signal.
Roger that, Jim. I appreciate it very much. Thank you for your help. I'll try to remember everything, or I'll write it down. Take care of yourself, and again, thank you for helping me out. God bless, and have a wonderful weekend. This is K4 BTA.
Roger, there's 73 up that way, or down that way towards Georgia. Roger, Roger. And you have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend. Thanks for dropping by. If you get a chance, join us next Friday. And always, to hear your audio, if you go to YouTube and do that call letter search for Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor, followed by today's date, 2/12/21, that will take you to this recording. Well, now, gosh, we have been I forget what we call it there, a porcupine or something for the last 7 minutes, so we got to get out of here. We've enjoyed it, hope you have. We got a little later start for this QSO-VLOG net. We usually start at 3:30 on Friday afternoons, but we had a little problem with somebody else that was on the frequency that wouldn't relieve the frequency to our net, so we had to wait an hour and to get started, but we managed to make it, and there you go. It's all water over the dam at the end of the day. So we'll say now 73. We have enjoyed it. I hope you have, and we will be returning this frequency back to normal amateur radio use. This is KC9VKV clear.